Nothing?
Nothing in your mouth, Rose.
Nothing in your body, Daniel.
God damn. Nothing in your... Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our SaVeg take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast. Hello, everyone.
Hey, guys.
We are back.
We are back.
Well, we never left.
Well, Rose left.
I left.
Yeah.
But you didn't know that. Well, you did know that.
Yeah, because we announced it in like every
yes,
episode.
that's
that
true.
we did. We were like, yeah, we're pre-recording this.
We are back,
Yeah.
but we are also, I'm jet lagged.
Yeah.
Okay? I got back like 2 days ago, so I'm like a bit,
Loopy, aggressive, physically and mentally abusive. Get me out of here, please. This is my cry for help on the podcast. It's like that thing where they're like, oh, Daniel, someone might put in the comments,
Blink twice if you need help.
wear the color red or something, Let me know, guys. I'll wear the color.
God damn it, it would be mean as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, I'm back from London and Morocco.
How was London and Morocco?
Had a fantastic time. Thank you very much. A little bit of color on me's. Morocco was amazing. It's a very interesting country. I highly recommend.
Did you go to the desert?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So like Morocco. Okay. Maybe this is like culturally insensitive. I don't know. But like when I was in the main market area, because I was in Marrakesh and we went to the main market area. First of all,
I heard Marrakesh is really cool.
It's really cool. It's very culturally just very different, which is obviously what I look for now when I travel. Because I'm sick of seeing Walmart everywhere or Starbucks everywhere. Yeah. So it was completely different, and it really reminded me of like Aladdin. Like it gave Aladdin vibes.
It was giving you Aladdin vibes. Yeah. It
gave me Aladdin vibes. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Is that culturally insensitive?
I don't know. People get offended by everything nowadays.
This is true.
Okay. I'm sure that's not the exact. I don't know. Do we know where Aladdin was actually supposed to be? It's very ambiguous.
Was it supposed to be in like Egypt or something?
No, it wasn't Egypt. It was definitely not Egypt, but it's like Middle East sort of style.
Arabian Nights. That's
Arabian,
Guys, we're going to get canceled.
I know. Well, I'm sure there's some, there's Arabic influence. Of course. Okay. Yeah. It's Morocco.
It's Morocco.
So, yeah, in the market. I mean, it was kind of sad though, because like there were, market people in the market that had like snakes that were like clearly drugged, and they were just kind of like, like when the snakes are dancing or whatever. I don't know. I tried not to look because it was disturbing. And they also had monkeys that were chained in the neck and wearing clothing. Yeah. But again, it's the tourist's fault. It's because they fucking take pictures with these goddamn things.
I know.
People need to stop. Anyways.
One of the saddest experiences of my personal life traveling with regards to like tourism and stuff like that is when I was in Cambodia.
Right.
All the like children that like come up to you and they like beg for money and they want you to buy their bracelets and all this kind of stuff. And all the hostels and everywhere that you stay now, there's like signs that are like, whatever you do not buy from these kids. Do not give these kids money, which is hard too, because like that's their livelihood. Right. But if you're doing it, you're promoting them to not be in school because their parents are like, hey, they can just go on the streets and make money.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of sad.
It's just crazy. But that to me, it was like really hard. Because I remember I was at Angkor Wat. And this one little girl was like wanting to give me this bracelet. And then I was like, oh, no. She's like, aren't you my friend? Like, don't you want to get this?
God.
And I was just like,
they know what to say to pull on your heartstrings.
I know. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't. Yeah. There was like so many kids around, like running around.
I know.
That's
hard though. Because it's like kids that are, it's hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've definitely bought stuff, which when I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, me too. I definitely have done that.
But it's kind of different with like the monkeys and the snakes, because it's like, you're choosing to do, like, you know what I mean? Like when
and
kids
can you not see that it's chained up?
Exactly. I don't understand people. Like, I don't know. Like maybe because we're vegan, like we can see this stuff more clearly. But I'm just like, how do you not see that this is like fucked? Yeah. And it's hot as hell. And they're like, some of these monkeys have like clothes on. Like, it's just like, come on.
It's even like with in Thailand, one of the hostels I was staying at. So I deliberately, because I did a lot of research about Thailand and I knew about the elephant trade and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to partake in it. I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
I want to go to like a nature park, which is what I did. But there was a couple people at my hostel that went on an organized tour and they didn't realize that part of the tour was like riding this elephant. And the girl came back and she was like, I am fucking traumatized. There was like this guy with like a metal spike pick or something, like slamming it into this elephant's head and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was like, I am never fucking doing that shit again.
They didn't realize that it was part of the tour.
Well, I guess she didn't realize. No,
they probably did. They just did it anyway. Tons of people do that. Like when I was in Thailand as well. And this is like before I was vegan and all my friends wanted to do the elephant ride. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not going to do the fucking elephant ride. It's fucked up. Like, come on now.
One thing I did do, which looking back on, I really wish that I didn't. I went to the those tiger places. You know, you can see the tigers.
Oh God.
I know. And looking back, I was just
feel like we've all done stuff like that where it's like, we probably shouldn't have done that.
I know. And I was looking back and I was like, oh, because I remember them telling us, they're like, oh, the tigers here aren't drugged.
It's such bullshit.
I know. They're overfed basically. And that's why they're so docile. And I was like,
that's also kind of fucked.
I know.
Like,
I'm like,
why would you overfeed them in the first place?
Exactly. So basically you're just stuffing them. So they're so fucking full that they can barely move.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
actually so fucked.
Yeah.
Anyways, so other than that, Morocco was fun. We went to this desert where this desert area is really cool. So they have these things, I think they're called like camps. And basically you just go up at the top of, it's like this giant desert thing.
Like a sand dune?
I don't know. You just go, so basically they have these like little restaurants like like across the desert. And then they also have like pools. And I wish we didn't really, because we got there a bit late, like for dinner. But I think during the day, people like swim in the pool and like chill there.
That sounds super cool.
It's really, really nice. And it was very cool. And I definitely want to go back. I did like a hot air balloon ride.
Oh, that would be amazing. I'm so jealous.
It was so nice. Yeah, I definitely want to go back.
I love places that have like pools / like restaurants / like I think back to like, do you remember when we were in Toronto and that one day we were like, we just want like a pool bar?
Yeah, sometimes you just want a pool.
Yeah, and it was a scorching hot day. We like scoured everywhere and we found this one on like from reviews or whatever. We're like, fuck it, let's just try this place.
Yeah.
And it was actually so nice.
We were desperate,
but it ended up being such a good vibe. Like we had our like drinks by there. We were just casually swimming around, the sun beaming down on us. I'm like, this day could not get any better.
So all you need is a pool, right, Daniel?
That's all I need. All I need in life, guys. You want to make me happy? You want to be my boyfriend? Take me to a pool. I'm like a fish in the water.
But in Morocco, it was it's Ramadan right now. So I was there during Ramadan. It was very interesting. Do you know that they're so they can't eat anything from basically
dawn till dusk, right? Isn't it?
So basically they can only eat when the sun's down.
Yeah.
And they also can't drink water.
Yeah, that's the thing that shocked me.
I know. A lot of people don't know that.
Because the whole time I thought this, and the only reason I found this out is because one of my roommates was doing Ramadan. Oh, this was several years ago. And the whole time I was like, still it would be fucking hard because I love food.
Yeah.
And the moment I wake up.
Imagine not being able to eat all day.
No, I can't. Like I wake up in the morning, my stomach is growling.
You're ready to eat.
I have a very regular routine in the morning.
You've cleared out your stomach
every morning.
You've cleared everything out, and you gotta stuff things back.
Exactly. I'm like those tigers.
Well, you gotta get up early. So they get up early before sunrise, eat breakfast.
No.
And then all day, like the drinking of the water, and the thing is,
something like no gum.
No, like I don't think they can really
halls.
have anything. Yeah, they can't really eat
anything.
anything.
Nothing in your mouth, Rose.
Nothing in your body, Daniel.
Nothing in your body at all.
Yeah, they can't succumb to any temptations. If you know what I mean.
Oh, I know. I think everyone knows.
Everyone knows what I mean.
What?
So basically, it's about, I don't know, like self-control. I think that's part of the process, and it's for like a month.
I know, that's insane.
Okay, and also, I mean, obviously they can't do alcohol, so we barely there was we had a bit of alcohol, but technically you're not really it's very hard to find alcohol. I think in general Morocco is quite like a Muslim country, so I guess apparently it's illegal for Muslims to buy alcohol just in general.
Wow.
But obviously people sometimes get around it when it's not Ramadan, but during Ramadan they're really very, very strict.
Okay,
that's what I heard.
Interesting.
So yeah, and then what's funny is when it starts to become sunset, this is when they're getting ready to break the fast, right?
Yeah.
And when we're in the market, like around sunset time, there's all these like what do you call it, motorbikes, and people just like hurrying to get home or like to go and eat.
Yeah.
So it's like fucking insane during that time.
That's kind of cool though. Just to see
it was cool to see you know, how, because the like so much of the country is doing Ramadan.
Yeah.
So it was kind of crazy.
It's kind of interesting because like, I mean, I guess just from growing up in Canada, it's like, obviously we have a lot of people here that do practice Ramadan.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it will be different being in a place where the majority, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know, I think that would be a really interesting cultural experience.
It was very interesting. But it was also a little bit concerning because we would have these car rides and, you know, we have, you know, local drivers and stuff. And I'm like, this guy has not eaten in the last like 10 hours.
I know.
Or in the last like 8 hours, and he hasn't drank anything. I'm like, I feel like this might be a little bit of a dangerous situation.
God, it would be so hard. I can't even
go. I can't even skip a meal.
Should we try to do it just for one day?
Daniel, why?
Just to see if we can do it.
I feel like no. No.
All right, then.
I'm not religious. I'm an atheist, and I will not participate.
Well, not for religious reasons, just to see if we can just do one day.
We could probably do one day.
Speak for yourself, Rose.
But I don't want to.
I know, true. I just love food. I'm like, but I think there's something to be said. It's about self-control, right? And it's about
pushing your body to no. Listen, I think if you practice Ramadan, you've done it before. There's probably like, you know,
your body probably gets used to it in some way.
In some way, but I did hear that, you know, when you're actually living there, because again, it's for like an entire month.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, you know, people are there's more accidents during Ramadan. There's definitely like more problems, right? Not problems, but because like people aren't eating, and
think
they're
about
not
when you're hungry. You're not yourself. Like I'm actually a mean person when I'm hungry.
Really, Daniel? I didn't know that.
I'm like some people that are just mean all the time.
Oh my God, I think I would die.
Yeah, I would. I couldn't do it, but
and also you'd have to get up extra early, right? So before sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, I mean, I don't know, man.
And then you probably could go back to sleep, right? After having breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get up, do your usual day, but
That's
then
true.
You just go all day, and then
see again.
You can't have dinner until the sunset.
Maybe food I can deal, even though I don't think so. But water, oh, dude.
But in Morocco, because they're kind of closer to the, why can't I remember the name of it? Not the equator. Is it the equator? Yeah, the equator. Don't they have smaller variances in sunrise and sunset times?
I think so.
It's not as extreme as us. Like, because in Canada, for example,
so it'll be, I think sunset would be around like 7.
Yeah.
I think it was around 7.
And sunrise is probably 6:37, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long fucking time.
No, it is. It's a long time. But think about like for us in the summer.
Oh yeah.
Our sun rises at like 5:36 in the morning.
Yeah, but it wouldn't. Ramadan wouldn't be during the summer, I don't think.
Yeah, true. And then it sets at like 11 o'clock at night. Could you imagine?
Yeah. So they like. I don't know how Ramadan the dates work.
Yeah.
But if they can set it to like Canadian winter.
Yeah, Canadian winter.
Then we could do it.
That's fine.
It's like we get like not many hours of sun.
No, we could get. Oh gosh, Rose. We could get up at like 8, have breakfast. Sun rises at 9, and then go
then we'd die.
I know. Go our full day, and then sun sets at around 5. So then you can have. Still be a lot though.
No, can't do it. Hashtag I'm an atheist.
Hashtag.
Anyway, oh my God, we need to do Patreon shout outs.
We do. Okay, guys.
We suck.
So as a reminder.
We have a bunch.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Thanks to, our Cosmic Skeptic video. I think.
Yeah. This is true. Guys, if you haven't caught the latest, our Patreon exclusive, last month, we kind of did like a little bit of a deep dive into Cosmic Skeptic.
And his
announcement.
No Longer Vegan video.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of new patrons, I think. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So we have some new patrons that joined our Patreon. And we would like to say thank you to Maria.
Anna.
Flojo? I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Jen.
Floyo or Flojo?
Floyo.
Floyo. I like that name.
Jenna.
Danielle.
Caitlin.
Diana.
And Julie.
Woohoo! Guys, just a reminder, our Patreon has...
what does it have, Rose?
Oh my God, I don't know.
Rose has jet lag. Let me handle this section, guys. In case you forgot, our Patreon is patreon.com the SaVeg podcast. You get every single episode a week earlier than the public. All of our episodes on there are ad-free content, and we also do a Patreon exclusive every single month. And when you join, you get access to our long library, or big library, I guess you will. I can't even talk either.
Are you jet lagged, Daniel?
No.
What's your excuse?
Hanging out with you. No. And our oh my God. And our big library of previous exclusive episodes where we talked about a lot of different things. We have Rose's reaction to Freyleigh's video on her.
Oh God. That's quite old, but it's a classic.
It's like an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
We got Cosmic Skeptic. We got horrific dating stories in there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We get, as Rose likes to say, we get a little bit more
raw
and personal in there. So check that out, guys. It's just a reminder, it's patreon.com/the SaVeg podcast. And a huge thanks to all of these people that have just joined our Patreon
and
community.
All of our, OG patrons as well.
Cannot forget about the OGs.
Yeah. Anyway, so today, guys, so because I'm jet lagged, and because for some reason the news is a little dry this week.
It is drier than the Sahara.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things going on, but like some of the stories,
we
were like,
not. You know what? We just weren't feeling the stories.
Yeah, we were like, okay, yeah, we could talk about the Donald Trump thing. We've talked
I'm
about
so
Donald
tired
Trump.
of talking about Donald Trump.
I know. We've done, if you guys look back at there's an episode where Rose does an impression of Donald Trump. Like,
is there?
Yeah. Do you not remember?
It's probably so bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, look, you're good. I can't do it.
I'll have to find that episode and like snap that shot or cut that piece and send it to you, because you definitely did. We've talked about that loads. There's been some stories around shootings, and we've talked about so many shootings lately.
Yeah, I'm tired of talking about fucking shootings, guys.
So we decided
we're gonna do another segment.
This is our last one. Next week we'll stick to some stories, guys.
Of what, Daniel? What are we doing?
We are doing Am I
the asshole?
Is Rose the asshole?
Is Daniel the asshole?
Well, the answer to that question is definitely no. But yeah, we're going to do crowd pleaser. Everyone loves these stories. They're really funny.
Explain what Am I the Asshole is for anyone that's listening for the first time.
For anyone new joining this podcast for the first time, well, first of all, where have you been? This podcast has been around for like 2 years.
Longer, I think.
Yeah, longer. Almost like 3 years. This is crazy. But basically, Am I the Asshole is a subreddit thread where individuals post a story of something that's happened in their life, and they ask the question, am I the asshole? So they'll put a situation up, like maybe something that happened with their spouse or with relatives, and they'll put it out to the public and say, guys, what do you think? Am I the asshole? And then basically people go wild in the comment section and let them know their really strong opinions sometimes on whether or not they're the asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump right in.
Yes.
Okay.
Our one of our lovely listeners called this our lazy content, and we love a bit of lazy content, guys.
Okay. Oh, this is
Rose is going to start us off.
Oh, this is a long one.
Oh, gosh. I'm ready for it. Lay it on me.
Am I the asshole?
Yes. No.
Daniel? You want to see hangry Rose?
No.
I'm actually not hangry. I'm just tired. Am I the asshole for publicly humiliating my grieving uncle? Oh Lord.
God damn.
Female 17, young.
Wow.
Female 17, lost my dad 53 recently, and it sucks. He wanted to die at home, and despite having amazing hospice carers supporting us, it meant my family did a lot of the caring. My stepmom is honestly some kind of superhero for everything she did, and me and my brother, 23, tried to help as much as we could. I missed school to sit in with him so my stepmom could go out of the house, and stayed at night so she could sleep. Me and my mom picked up prescriptions and delivered it to them. I cleaned my house so my stepmom had less to worry about and could focus on my dad. Well, my uncle, my dad's brother, hasn't really done anything. My dad has 2 brothers, and the eldest visited him every week despite living about 2 hours away, nearing 70 years old.
Yeah.
His other brother lives about 15-minute walk away, if that. After dad became bedbound in early 2023, he stopped visiting due to shielding from COVID. It's important to mention he doesn't have or live with anyone who has a medical condition that would require him to be careful about getting COVID. My dad didn't say anything about it, but one time I pressed the issue slightly. It became clear that my dad was sad that his brother wasn't seeing him. I'm not completely sure I believe the COVID story, and my mom suggested that maybe he was just too scared to see his brother in that condition, which is understandable. It definitely is upsetting to see, but I can't help but feel like no matter how he feels, my dad felt far worse. Even if seeing him in person was too much, couldn't he call him and to speak to him? If the COVID story is true, my dad's bed was downstairs. He could have waved through the window occasionally. Even a text would have been good enough, but he didn't even do that. Just went no contact for no reason. And just, God, I picked a dark one. Jeez.
You did.
And
Holy
despite
shit.
being close before that. The day after my dad died, my uncle had this long self-pitying message on Facebook about how hard losing a younger brother is and how difficult the last few months have been. The comments were full of loving and supporting messages wishing him well. I don't deny that losing a brother must be horrible, but the comment about the past few months made me so angry. Yeah, past few months when you couldn't send my dad or stepmom a text. The past few months when our lives got turned upside down while he sat at home twiddling his thumbs. I left a scathing comment saying pretty much that, and a particularly hurtful comment about how my dad's last memory of him would have been how he let my dad down. I'm not proud of it, but I wanted him to be upset. I don't understand why he gets to be the poor mourning brother when his actions haven't shown any regard for our family. Mm-hmm. My auntie, his wife, has left my mom a voicemail, which my mom won't tell me what she said. I know it was bad, and I regret the really bad comment, but why does he deserve my sympathy when it's been up to everyone else to actually do the caring? Oh, shit.
God dang.
God damn, it'd be a sad ass situation.
It's really sad. And
so is she an asshole?
I don't think so.
I don't think she's an asshole. First of all, she's grieving, okay? Yeah. When you're grieving, you're going through all kinds of emotions, okay?
Exactly.
So you can't really, like, anything you do when you're grieving, I feel like, unless you're, like, really being an asshole, is kind of understandable. Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
I think, yeah, everybody grieves in different ways too, right? So, and I think the thing that gets me, and I could be wrong, like looking at it at this angle, but like, I do feel like there's people out there that almost like use the sickness for like a sympathy card in a sense, like what his brother's doing is like, he wasn't around, he wasn't present during when his brother got sick. And then now that he's passed, he's like, woe is me. I had such a hard time. Like really pulls out that sympathy card. Yes. But I guess my question, or not my question, but maybe like we just mentioned, like everybody grieves in different ways. And maybe for his brother, like it sounded like they were close before. He, you know, and again, I'm coming at this left field, but maybe he felt like personally seeing his brother in that state was so traumatizing for him that he just wanted to kind of, not saying it's right or wrong, but he wanted to detach because that was his way of coping. And that was his way of dealing with the grief it sounds like he had quite a terminal illness. So the writing was on the wall. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but maybe that was his way of dealing with his grief.
I know. I get it. Like, I don't think anyone's the asshole in this situation. I mean, it's hard to say, right? So I understand why she's upset. I understand why she wrote what she did. I understand why she feels the way she did. Which I honestly probably would feel the same thing. But at the same time, like, do I kind of understand his brother? Yeah. Like, it's his little brother as well. Like, it's your younger brother. Just seeing your younger brother just like deteriorating in front of your eyes, like that's traumatizing.
Exactly.
And again, you're right. Like maybe that wasn't the right way to handle it. Mm-hmm. But when you're going through that, we don't know how we would behave in that situation as well.
Exactly. It's so hard to say. Like again, because everybody deals with grief so differently, and that's why like it sometimes gets me like. Obviously, sometimes it's a bit weird, but you know how sometimes on like murder mysteries or murder things, they're always like, oh, well, she wasn't really grieving, or she didn't really grieve properly. And I'm like, yeah, but in some ways there's no real obviously I'm talking about like there's extreme examples where it seems really fucked up, where somebody like, I don't know, but
throws a party or something.
Exactly. Throws a party and like, I don't know, does whatever. But like everyone deals with their grief in different ways. And I feel like maybe that was what he was doing. And in some way he just felt like he wanted to keep the memory of his brother how he was before versus having him now. So sad. But then still it's like you had that.
It does suck. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
But you had that limited time to spend with them. Like
I know.
Me personally, I would have a hard time, but I would want to still see them before they were gone. Like just to have a few more like memories and discussions and like things like that before they were completely.
God, it's so sad.
I know. Oh God. That's one thing that really, like, I don't want to get too deep into it, guys, but that's one thing that scares me about life.
Yeah. It's the worst part. I think that's the worst part.
It's our time is finite, right? And nobody knows what happens. We're just gone.
I know. God damn, I know that we'd be going down a dark path.
Oh, God. But yeah, I don't know. But
yeah, I understand both perspectives. I don't think anyone's the asshole. I think that, you know, and especially, you know, men, maybe not all men, but a lot of men, they don't know how to process emotions, right?
Yeah.
So instead of, you know, maybe.
Well, it's not that I think
not
you're right.
process emotions, but you know what I'm saying.
No,
right?
I think that's right. I think the problem is it's that they've never been taught to process their emotions,
or they don't like to feel that sadness. They don't. They don't know how to handle that sadness sometimes.
And I think the big problem with that is because, again, up until like even now still, but like men have always been like taught to be tough and emotionless, and showing your emotions is a sign of weakness and whatever. So a lot of these men, like especially that generation, the much older generation, they don't deal with their emotions like at all. So for him, it's like probably he's dealing with a lot of turmoil inside of himself, but he doesn't know how to like let it out or talk to people about it, because that's not something that's ever been okay for that generation of men.
Anyway, shall we see some comments? Not the asshole. Someone far wiser than me once said, only people who are empty inside feel the need to post everything to social media. You love your sibling not by writing Facebook posts after they're dead, but by visiting them and making memories before they die. Interesting. Okay. And then, and then someone wrote, I can't believe this is the only not the asshole comment so far. Really? Okay. That's a top comment. Honestly, the uncle made no effort to contact his dying brother. It's not that he can't grieve, but rather he shouldn't be on social media to fake the image of a doting brother when he sure didn't act like it. As the original poster said, no text at all, and I can imagine no calls nor video calls either. Like, again, yes.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that.
I understand, but do I think he was necessarily being an asshole? Not necessarily. And sometimes, okay, like I get the Facebook comment, and maybe he was just trying to, you know, put on some kind of show, maybe. But I also think sometimes like we want to get something out there and like put it in words. Maybe we don't know how to like express things. You know, sometimes it's nice to just put it there. I don't know. It's like a tribute almost.
And also maybe he wanted to put it out there as well because he didn't want people asking him about it. He wanted to put it out there. It's done.
Yeah.
And hopefully not have like lots of questions and follow up and feedback.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everything is saying not the asshole, but then some people are saying there's not, I can't believe the you're the asshole comments. Where's the you're the asshole comments? But some of these people are just like living on the internet.
Yeah, this is the issue. But again, guys, like I'm not saying one or the other. I'm not saying that this person's the asshole or this person. I think there's a lot of gray area here, and I think we don't know enough about her uncle and how he was processing his grief to really argue. Yeah, okay, he put the post on Facebook and said, you know, there's been a really tough time, but maybe he was meaning it's been a tough time for him, you know, to deal with it. That's his younger brother. Like that's, you know, someone that he's grown up with his whole life, and for them to deteriorate and pass away before you. Yeah. Because they always say like the older siblings are the one that are supposed to go first, right? Or like it's same with parents and kids, like the parents are supposed to go first. Yeah. And so it's really hard for them to comprehend and deal with when the younger person goes first.
I know. So it's hard to, again, I don't think you should have acted like that necessarily, but it's a tough situation. Yeah. Okay, next. Maybe pick a lighter one. God damn.
Okay, god damn.
I was not expecting that to be so, what are you find? Did you find a ridiculous one?
Yes.
Okay, do it. Okay, what?
Okay. Am I the asshole for shaving my stepdaughter's legs?
Okay.
Damn. I'm a female, 29.
Interesting.
Married my husband, male, 35.
Okay.
Who has a child, female, 12, from his previous relationship with another female, 37. Okay. So that was his like ex, I guess.
Sure.
My husband and I are currently visiting his daughter in her hometown. One of the things we did is we went to Target shopping. Target. Before going, I asked my stepdaughter's mom what she's allergic or sensitive to, what she's not allowed to have, etc., because my stepdaughter tends to copy what I'm purchasing for myself. Her mom said that she's not allowed any makeup and that otherwise she's not sensitive or allergic to anything.
Okay.
While at Target, my stepdaughter really likes some shorts, but she refused to get them because she does not wear shorts. She does not wear shorts outside even this summer because her legs are really hairy and her mom doesn't allow her to shave.
Jesus.
She's
12 years old.
I know. She's a brunette with really thick hair. My husband and I were surprised to hear this. I didn't have any shaving leg restrictions growing up. We asked around, my sister-in-law, my stepmom, some friends, and everyone said they were allowed to shave, or their mom would help them shave. We had one more activity planned, going to the water park, and my stepdaughter refused because she was ashamed to wear her swimsuit.
Aww.
She loves water parks, though. My husband used to have the whole membership thing in one for her, I guess, for the water park.
Okay.
So I offered to shave her legs, and she agreed. I used high-quality products, and she loved the feel of smooth legs. Her mom saw her hairless legs and sent my husband a very angry email calling us assholes.
Jesus Christ.
Am I the asshole?
Ooh. No, I don't think so. I don't know. It's hard to say. Well, first of all, I'm assuming the dad approved it.
Edit. My husband agreed to it and was present in the act. But didn't want to do it himself as he believed I'm more experienced. Which is understandable.
I mean,
if we had a daughter, Rose, you can help her shave her legs because I'm not gonna have as much experience.
I think if the dad approved, she's not the asshole.
Exactly, because it's their
not
child.
Like she overstepped. It's still his child too.
Exactly.
And the mom sounds really fucking controlling.
True, but I guess, and I'm not siding with the mom at all. Mm-hmm. But like, would you be pissed if you and your partner split up? You guys had a kid together, and there was something certain that you guys kind of had loosely agreed on. Obviously, not like shaving legs.
Yeah, I don't think that was agreed on.
I know that's like really fucked up. But like, let's say you're like, she can't have, I don't know, chocolate or something or whatever, and then your husband and his stepwife or his new wife or whatever go against your wishes. I guess
it would depend on what it is.
Yeah.
And also, I would like to believe that I wouldn't be this rigid with my daughter that's 12 years old. Like that is old enough to, be able to shave your own legs.
I know. Well, and I think a big part of it too is like, again, depending on where you're growing up and where you're living, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but we do have like, good or bad, we have societal norms, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, one of those societal norms is that women are kind of expected or more likely to have like hairless legs.
Exactly. And if she wants to shave her legs, and if she's embarrassed to wear shorts, clearly she has like a thing with the leg thing.
Exactly. And like no one should feel embarrassed or ashamed of themselves. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it sucks. Like women should be able to have hairy legs. Yeah. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be a thing, but it is.
But that should also be your choice, right? If you want to have hairy legs, that should be your choice. I get that she's not, she's 12 years old, she's young, but I don't know. The mom sounds fucking controlling. I don't know. And also like, she's not allowed to have makeup. I was allowed to wear makeup when I was, 11.
Yeah. Should we look at some of the comments?
Yeah. Are we right or wrong?
We're right. Not the asshole. If she's embarrassed to the point of being unable to enjoy herself or to be comfortable, then the mother is not being very understanding, and her dad is also her parent. So if he was fine with it, like to your point, the mom can suck it up. It's not like you went behind both parents' backs and did it against the daughter's will.
Yeah.
I was very self-conscious about my leg hair as a kid, also brunette with dark, thick leg hair. So I can't imagine my mom not allowing me to shave when I was 12 freaking years old. It's like,
and that's like the age when you want to fit in the most. That's the age when you want to, you're starting to, maybe notice boys or girls, want to be attractive.
And the last thing you want is like a nickname of like, I don't know, Sasquatch or something.
And this one, kids are the most fucking brutal as well.
Fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Junior high kids are fucking, it was like
12 is the worst.
Oh, like high school, honestly, everyone's like, oh yeah, high school. High school actually I found fine. It was junior high. Fine. Junior high was
junior high is the
up.
worst. You're like everyone's a sociopath in junior high. I swear to God.
So someone put on here, you're technically the asshole, but sometimes it takes an asshole to do the right thing, not the asshole.
What the fuck?
I don't.
No, you're not an asshole.
No. Let's see if there's. I want to read another comment. Not the asshole. She's 12 years old. She's hidden.
She's 12 years old.
She's hitting puberty. Clearly, if she wants to shave her legs, she should be allowed to shave her legs. They're her legs.
Yes. Like I get that she's 12, but also that's old enough to make some level of decision on your body.
Exactly. I'll never understand parents who restrict their teens and tweens from doing completely age appropriate things like shaving or trying out makeup. Barring any kind of sensitivity or allergy, kids should be able to express themselves and figure out what they like, especially at that age. My mom used to tell me I wasn't allowed to shave above the knee. Something that confuses me to this day. I have PCOS.
PCOS is like it's like a physical condition.
Okay.
Polycystic ovary syndrome or something.
Oh yeah, I think I have heard of this before.
Some kind of hormonal. Yeah.
I have very dark hair. I did it anyway. When she got mad, I told her that I wanted to. I think she was concerned in a "who are you shaving for" kind of way.
Oh my God.
Well, gross. But I think like, again, to this point, it's like the kids are becoming adults. And also when you obviously you have to have some rules in your house. Like, and yes. I can't speak too much on it because I'm obviously not a parent. So I don't know what it's like, but I do feel like in my experience, all of the kids that had really super controlling parents to the point of like restricting them about wearing makeup, who they dated, all of this kind of stuff. Those were all of the kids that went off the fucking rails.
Yep. It's so true.
Because they didn't have, they were so restricted in their life that they just ended up, they
doing
felt like
everything.
Exactly. They felt like they were in a cage, and then they busted out. And those are like, and again, guys, I'm generalizing here, but like all the kids I know that like started doing hardcore drugs and, you know, sleeping around and all this kind of stuff were all the kids that were from like super strict families. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Exactly. I don't know why people, it's like a pattern. It's like definitely true that this is what happens.
100%.
When you give people no room to breathe.
Yeah.
Once they have a little room, they'll fucking like go off the rails for sure.
You have to be obviously like within reason, right? There's certain things that your kids can't be doing.
Yeah.
But then also like little things like this, I don't understand.
It's like when you tell kids, for example, let's say your daughter's dating some dude that you don't want them to date. As soon as you tell them you're not to see him anymore, they'll like immediately get obsessed with each other.
Oh yeah, they'll like
you know what I mean?
In love.
So it's like the forbidden love, you know.
Yeah.
Even with adults, right? When you tell someone, oh, you can't do this, it's like we want to do it more.
Exactly. Or like, oh, Rose, don't look what's over there. You'll be like,
exactly. So
yeah.
I don't know, the fucking shaving legs thing, that's weird.
I know.
Okay, she sounds like a controlling ass mom.
Crazy.
The mom's the asshole.
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, interesting. Am I the asshole for telling stories about my mom's questionable parenting techniques to friends and family? I, 22 male, went home to my parents' house this week for a Jewish holiday. I brought two friends, 21 male and 22 female, of mine because they wanted to see what it's like. Also attending were my sister, 29 female, her boyfriend, and my brother, 26 male, and my parents, 52 male and 47 female. I already told my friends stories about how my mom would act when I did something that was disappointing in her eyes, how she always threatened to disown me.
Oh, God.
Or that I was barely allowed to make any decisions at all in my life. We see a pattern here with parenting here.
What is with parents say that I'm going to disown you? Like, who says that?
Apparently a lot of people.
What the fuck?
I know that she loves me, but she's done many things the wrong way and hurt me pretty badly in the process. Of course, she doesn't want to hear any of that. It doesn't matter that she once told me I was the biggest regret of her life or the biggest shame of the family. Oh my God.
This poor kid.
Oh my God. And then she said, I was called that because I finished 10th grade with a grade point average of 2.2, which is not bad at all. I mean, it's a little low, but still.
That is a little low.
But
everyone's different, right?
Exactly. So. And that doesn't mean you should be called the biggest shame of the family. I know. In her opinion, all of that is totally fine because she loves me and only wants the best for me. Obviously, I didn't want any drama while my friends were over. Plus, I hate arguing with my mom since she has a tendency to be very hurtful. But frustration and a bit too much wine got the better of me. You see, since
Sounds
the
like Rose. Frustration and a bit of wine.
Always gets the better of me. You see, since the moment my friends arrived, all my mom could say about me were my flaws and things I do wrong. Not one word of pride has come out of her mouth, and even my friends noticed. It was almost as if she tried to drag me in the worst light possible in front of my friends, and I was at the point where I almost broke down crying. Oh. When I meet my friends' parents, they always say nice stuff. Oh. Sure, a funny hip here and there is normal, but that was just devastating. Even my friends noticed it. So I started telling stories about how she made me cry when I was a child, and she had to teach me spelling. I'm severely dyslexic and was simply not capable of spelling certain things right. So she kept pushing and pushing until I cried. Oh my gosh, it sounds awful. I also told the story of how I had to perform a song, and she had helped teach me by literally breaking my spirit until I could sing the right tones. But that, by the way, a story my siblings and I share, and she usually finds it funny. Now she's mad at me for telling these stories and making her look like a monster in front of others. Am I the asshole? And then and then he wrote, edit. Since some of you are wondering about my GPA, I'm from Germany. The best possible score would be 1, so 2.2 is actually fine. Okay, so maybe they have a different system.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like here it's
Yeah.
Out of 4, right?
Yeah. Because
2.2 is like barely passing. But I guess it's different in Germany.
Okay.
Not the asshole?
I'm going to throw this out there. Okay.
Oh, is he an asshole?
I don't think anybody's assholes in this situation. It just sounds like you and your family need a little bit of counseling.
Well, I think the mom's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, the mom a little bit. Yeah. But I'm like, again, it's so tough because I feel like
we're hearing one side of the story.
We are hearing one side of the story. And also I do. And again, I'm not like condoning any of his mom's behavior. Yeah. But like I do feel like generally parents try to do the best that they can for their kids.
Right.
Based on what they know. So based on how she was raised by her parents, it kind of flows, shit rolls downhill basically, right? So she kind of took what she had from her parents and things that she didn't like and tried to like form it into how she raised her kids.
Well, not necessarily things that she didn't like. She just took things, she learned from her parents.
Yeah.
And she thought this is the right way to parent.
Exactly.
And then, trickled down.
And then really because this is the thing, again, guys, there is no rule book out there for fucking parenting.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a few rule books.
I know. I mean, there are some
there's
rule
probably
books.
An entire section.
Okay, actually,
if you go into chapters, there's probably an entire section on parenting.
I take that back. You're right. There is actually like,
but there's no one size fits all.
Yeah, there's no proven 100%.
I mean, not 100%, but there are some proven methods.
Okay, you know what, Rose? Can you just leave me alone today? I cannot handle this. Like, I'm like, oh, there's no rule book. There's a rule book. Well, there's no proven way. There's a proven way.
Well, there's not 100% proven way.
Yeah. So,
and we could all argue about what's best.
Exactly, and we're good at arguing. So, but I think
it's safe to say that what she did is probably...
Yeah, she's a bit of an asshole. Yeah, she is a bit of an asshole. Like,
sorry, continue.
She's a bit of an asshole, and I think it's just weird because I'm sure she doesn't, like, when she thinks about how she parented her kids, she doesn't look at it as like she was an asshole.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But assholes don't usually do they?
Assholes don't usually think like that.
I know. I don't understand. Like, to be honest, guys, and maybe I'm delusional, but I like to think that I'm pretty good at like self-reflection in terms of like, and there's been times I've been an asshole and I've realized afterwards that I've been like, oh, I was kind of a dick in that situation, like I feel like I have an okay judge of that, but it shocks me how many people out there like are oblivious to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you'll get in an argument with somebody or like, even like, I'm not going to say names or examples and stuff like that, but you're just like,
I know.
How can you not take a step back? Like, I can admit when I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
But like, how can you not do that? I just don't get it.
I know. But some people are maybe they're narcissistic or I don't know. I don't know what's going on in people's heads.
God
okay.
Damn.
So top comment.
Yep.
Not the asshole, but I think you need to go minimum contact with your mom. That's not questionable parenting. It's outright emotional abuse.
God damn.
You just condone emotional abuse there, Daniel. I'm just joking. Okay, hold on one second.
I wasn't condoning anything. I said, playing devil's advocate. That's what I was meaning. But I don't agree with any of the things that she was doing at all. And I do kind of think she was an asshole. And she doesn't sound like she was a very supportive.
Not at all.
Supportive or loving, even like caring. Because kids need love and they need support.
I know. It sounds like he was like really fucking.
Yeah. It's like, sing this song till you get it right. I don't
But yeah,
care.
you're right though. Like, I don't think she knows that she was being an asshole.
Because I like to genuinely think, guys, and maybe again I'm delusional, but I like to genuinely think that most parents out there have their kids' best interest at heart, even if in their mind's a bit fucked up and they don't know how to be a good parent.
Right.
They're thinking that they're doing the best for their children.
Right. They're thinking they're doing yes.
I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's good behavior. She's not a great mom. Like she, it sounds like she did a lot of levels of emotional abuse and all kinds of things that, is upsetting. Did she do it deliberately though? That would be the question. And I don't think that that's something that she would deliberately go ahead and do just because,
Sorry, 1 second.
It's all good. I'm used to this, guys. The professionalism,
Anyway, so everyone's saying not the asshole.
Yeah. Okay.
And and she's the asshole.
Yeah. I'm gonna submit a story, I think, one day and just be like, am I the asshole for calling my friend out for being on her phone while we're trying to record a podcast?
My mama was texting me.
All the comments, not the asshole. No, I'm just kidding, Rose.
Okay, you pick one, Daniel.
God damn, there's just so many really just I want to find one that's like
funny.
Ooh, this is an interesting one.
Okay.
They're posing a different question. It's not am I the asshole, it's would I be the asshole?
Oh, okay.
So let's get into this. Oh, wow. This is quite a long one.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rose, would I be the asshole for refusing to pack my husband's lunch?
Oh, interesting. Not the asshole.
My husband, 35 male, and I, 28 female, have two children, two beautiful children, a 5-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl, and I'm currently pregnant with my third child.
God damn,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, right?
That's
She's 28.
That's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of children.
Recently, my mother-in-law has fallen onto hard times and lost her apartment. My husband invited her to live with us, which I wasn't originally happy about because with the little one on the way, I wanted time to focus on our family, but I ultimately understood that it's a special circumstance. The problem is that mother-in-law has really changed since she got here, of course. We used to have a relatively good relationship, but she's becoming increasingly demanding and unreasonable. I know it's a hard time, so I've tried to be accommodating, but it's all getting to be too much. For example, she's been asking that we buy specific brands when getting groceries, which would be fine if they were just for her, but she's insisting that the cereal brand we feed my kids isn't healthy and they have to eat a different brand. The one we buy is the one they like and is not particularly unhealthy as far as cereals go. She's also been moving our furniture around.
Oh,
that's weird. Primarily the guest room, where that she's staying in. But recently, she had my husband swap the couch and the armchair in the living room while I was out running errands. All this is fine. I love my husband and my mother-in-law and can understand what she's going through, so I can deal with it. It all finally came to a boiling point last night, though.
Ooh.
My husband and I were having a disagreement. My husband and I have been having a disagreement lately. Usually, my husband makes his own lunch to take with him to work. However, since I've recently quit my job to become a stay-at-home mom, he thinks I should start making his lunch along with the children's lunches. My husband goes to work an hour and a half before the children go to daycare. I currently wake up around the time he leaves for work and have plenty of time to get the kids ready and make their lunches. If I were to make his lunch, I would have to get up way earlier. We're at an impasse now on this issue right now. Apparently, he complained to his mother about it, and she, because she confronted me last night about being a bad wife.
Oh my God!
In her words, I'm not good enough for her son, and if I can't even make this one can't even make this one sacrifice to make him happy.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Being confronted like this made me so mad.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why. I snapped and yelled back at her and said some things I regret. Now my husband expects...
Oh, family drama.
I know. I love it. Well, I don't love it. Now my husband expects me to give my mother-in-law an apology and start packing his lunch.
What the fuck?
And neither of them are talking to me until then. My husband and I have never had problems like this before. He's always been so good to me. I'm worried that I'm overreacting and making an already difficult time even harder. I've never snapped like that before, but I just feel so overwhelmed and I don't have anyone in real life to talk about this because my family doesn't understand my relationship with my husband and doesn't support us.
Oh.
Would I be the asshole if I held my ground?
I'm going to say no.
I don't think you'd be the asshole for holding your ground.
No, first of all, why? What's changing? Because he's obviously... What is my mom saying? God damn.
This be a really big situation, guys.
Sorry, my mom was having a hard time logging into Netflix. Okay, and as a great daughter that I am, I was trying to help her. Okay, because she's managed.
Okay, perfect.
We all know how frustrating it is when you're trying to log into Netflix and you can't, and you want to watch something.
For sure.
So that's why I was like, anyway.
Is she gonna watch that show you recommended to me?
I don't know what she's gonna watch.
Okay.
I was putting out fires, you know.
Rose, the residential firefighter.
First of all, I don't understand because it seems like he was packing his lunch before.
Yeah.
What changed?
Well, it sounded like because before he packed his lunch.
And then his mom moved in.
No. Well, that was part of it. But the reason why he wants her to pack his lunch now.
Oh, because now she's staying at home.
Exactly, because she quit her job. And she's a stay-at-home mom now. And so now he wants her to pack his lunch.
Is that reasonable?
Okay, guys.
I'm a little torn on this one.
I'm also torn on this one. Because me and Rose have talked about this a lot, about the dichotomy. the dynamics
of straight relationships
and how they're shifting and changing in the new age, right? Like the expectation for women, especially to maintain a house, do all the housework, cook all the food, do all this while also working a full-time job, and the husband just works is ridiculous, right? There has to be some kind of balance and compromise. But we have always said, or at least I recall talking about this before, like if one of the partners was a stay-at-home partner, like for example, if I was a stay-at-home dad, I think that there would be an expectation on me to provide, you know, cleaning and cooking and things like that, because I'm not away from the home for 40 hours a week.
Sure. But all of the above, I think it's unreasonable. Like, yes, you know, you're going to do a little more. And she's clearly doing more because she's making lunch for all the kids, which it sounds like that's what she's been doing even when they're both working. Yeah. Okay. And also, my girl is pregnant. Yeah. She's pregnant. Okay. You are tired when you are pregnant. Okay. I don't know what, I've never been pregnant, but based on what I hear, it doesn't sound like a walk in the park.
No, it doesn't sound fun.
It does not sound fun. Yeah. Now she's dealing with not only this annoying ass mother-in-law, sorry, but like she sounds fucking annoying. Yeah. And now she's literally growing a child and she's making lunch for the kids. And so it's like, I think that I can understand why the husband would maybe, you know, ask. But I think if you're a pregnant wife who is already making lunches for your children, which they've probably, again, been making these lunches. And I don't know who's cooking dinner. Yeah. You know, I don't know how these are divided.
Yeah, okay? I don't know the dynamics either.
Like, maybe he's not doing anything. Maybe he is doing something. Maybe he's making dinner. But it sounds like what's happened is the mother-in-law moved in. Oh, yeah. And the mother-in-law has certain expectations. Again, you know, different generations. Yep. Different expectations of what wives are supposed to do.
This is so true.
So it sounds like she's putting ideas in his head. And so now he's becoming more of this like traditional.
It's so interesting because like I feel like that's such a good point because, for example, if like my mom, if I was straight and I was married and you were my wife and my mom moved in, I feel like I love my mom, but she also has very like traditional views, even though she's always worked, like, you know what I mean? Right. But like she does have more traditional views, and she would probably be like, Rose, you should be, you know, maybe cleaning up the dishes and stuff for Daniel, your doting husband. You know, like, oh, and the crazy thing to me though too is how our society has like made it so that like, you know, and it's I see it in my parents sometimes, you know, like my dad will do something in the house, like, you know, load the dishwasher, for example, or like sweep the floor for once, you know, and it's like this big, huge deal. And he's like, and he'll say, like, and I've heard this say to my mom, I did this for you. What the fuck?
I know, right? It's like a favor.
When did I sign up that this is my fucking job? Yeah. It's not. This is our house. These are our tasks. You're not, but so many guys do this.
I know. And imagine if it was flipped, this situation. Yeah. If it was a stay-at-home dad. Yeah. And if he was making lunches for the kids, just the kids, it'd be like, oh my God, best husband award. Yep. The fucking husband award of the year goes to this man. Yeah. You know? And he's not even fucking growing a baby.
I know.
Fucking hell, man.
It's crazy. But this is so I kind of see what I think they should do is just like sit down and
have an adult discussion without the mother-in-law.
Yeah, get the fucking mother-in-law away. She's living there with them. They're helping her while she's going through a hard time. Like she should keep her fucking mouth shut and be like, thank you so much for letting me stay here.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves is when people that it's like someone's doing you a fucking favor. Okay. Someone is doing you a favor. I get that this is your son, but he doesn't need to have you staying at, you know, his fucking house.
He doesn't.
Okay? They're doing you a favor. Yes. So for you to go in and act like a fucking asshole.
And start rearranging furniture and
calling the wife a bad wife. Yeah. Like, come on.
This is what's crazy, but I do feel like this, guys. And like, again, I don't want to be too negative about and push the point too much. Yeah. But like, I feel like, and this is like, I probably do this sometimes too, but not quite to this extreme degree. Yeah. People are always quick to ask for favors, right? Like, or it becomes like, oh, hey, can I stay with you? Or hey, can I borrow some money? Or hey, can I do this? And you do them the favor, right? So you're like, you know what? You're a good friend of mine. You're my mom. You're my family. You're whatever. You do the favor for them. And then it almost becomes like a problem. But well, not sometimes an expectation, but it almost becomes an issue for you. Like, I'm doing you a fucking favor. You're living in my house and now you're causing me problems.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be my problem. Or like, for example, I loan you money. You don't pay me back.
And you have to.
And I have to chase you. And then and then you make me feel guilty about doing it. It's like, well, hang on a second.
It's like, why do I feel bad for asking for money that I'm owed?
Exactly. Or like even letting you live in my house or whatever. It's like, I am doing you a favor. At what point did you forget that?
Yeah.
And start thinking that this kind of behavior is okay?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sorry, like, for example, like I have lived in places for free. Like even when I first moved to London, my aunt and uncle were so gracious enough to let me live in their place for free for a couple months until I got on my feet. And you can best believe that I was like, what can I do? How can I help?
Yeah.
At the end of the 2 months, I like took them and my cousins out for dinner. Like these are just like little things that you do because I knew from the moment I was there that they were doing me a favor. I tried to stay out of their way as much as I could. Like these are just like I feel like common courtesies. Like never at any point was I just like, oh, this is expectation. And I would never rearrange fucking furniture or anything like that.
That's
like,
insane.
What the hell?
It's insane to me. And for that, oh God, the husband, don't even get me started.
I know.
And then, so top comments, not the asshole. A grown ass man who can't even make his own lunch is pathetic. And then someone responded.
Was that you, Rose?
I agree completely.
Yeah.
Someone responded and goes crying to mommy. Pathetic is putting it mildly. Wow, these people are harsh.
It's true though that like there's this weird relationship, not weird relationship, but like
like mother and son.
Yeah, because like especially like our generation and then our generation's parents, it's like a lot of those boys will be like, oh mom, like my wife's not doing this, blah blah, because they saw their mom doing all of those things.
Yeah, especially to the sons.
Yes,
moms and their sons, man.
Like it's kind of crazy to me. Like I hear stories of like friends of mine where you know the expectation was if they were the female in the house, they had to do all the housework or help their mom with the housework. And the expectation was never on their brothers. Never. And I'm like, why? Why was that?
Because of these gender roles where it's like the woman has to know all the housework.
Which is kind of stupid because like, well, it's stupid for many reasons. But if you think about it, especially like when you first move out, like a lot of people that move out of their parents for the first time, they're not in relationships, right? So you have these single guys that you're sending out to live their bachelor lives that don't even know how to fucking load a dishwasher.
I know. It's so
Or do their laundry.
Yeah.
Like.
I know. But somehow, I know, right? It's like they don't know how to do basic things, which is probably why their lives get better when they get married.
But exactly.
Whereas women's lives get worse because now they're doing laundry of two people.
Exactly. Like even reflecting back, like, you know, part of it, like my mom did ask me and my brother to help out with chores and stuff. Yeah. But it wasn't such a big expectation. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I do feel like my parents had like, you know, got me more involved with like cleaning and cooking and stuff. Because when I first moved out, all of this was a shock to me. You know what I mean? Like when I first moved out, I was like, oh my God, I have to clean my whole house by myself. I have to I was doing my laundry before. So that was never an issue. Laundry's never, it's fine. But like, even just like little things, even to this day, I'm better now. Yeah. But I just like hate cleaning. And I feel like if I had done it earlier in life, maybe you would still hate it. Yeah, I probably would still hate it. But I'd be much better at it, much more efficient at it. Like I would actually like, you know, whereas now I'm just like, yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, so men are useless, apparently.
It's a product of society, Rose. It's how we're raised.
So people agree with us. See, we're right.
So to if you're listening to our podcast, you would not be the asshole for holding out. Stand your ground. You're a pregnant lady, and I think you and your husband need to have an adult conversation without his mom there, and just talk about what the expectations are, and lay it down and say, you know what, I don't want to get up early and make your lunch. I'm already exhausted. I'm pregnant. I'm getting up. I'm making both the kids' lunches. So figure out what's going to work for you guys. And if he was making his lunch before, fucking make your lunch again, buddy. Yeah. Like, you know.
The thing is, housework, people act like housework is, you know, not a big deal. And these men, they go to work and they think, oh, like, it's fine because, like, my wife's a stay-at-home wife, so she can do basically everything in the house. Like, that is a fucking more than a full-time job.
It's huge.
Taking care of a household with your mother living in there and your two kids and husband, that's like, imagine. That's so much work.
If anything, and they didn't go into detail on this, obviously, so we don't know, but if anything, the mom-in-law that's living in there for free,
maybe she should be making your fucking lunch.
She should be making the lunches, you know, pulling her weight.
Exactly. Let's see. Goddamn,
we got time for one more, Rose.
Goddamn.
One more.
Goddamn. Let's see.
I like the one last week. I picked it purposely for Rose because I thought she'd resonate with it. And it was, am I the asshole for asking my wife to remove her K-pop tattoo?
That was triggering.
That was. For those of you that don't know, Rose does have a K-pop tattoo. Where? You will never know.
Excuse me.
Just kidding.
Interesting. Okay.
All right.
Am I the asshole for not treating all of my kids the same?
Oh.
Controversy.
This is controversy.
My husband, 42 male, and I, 33 female. Pretty big little age gap there. Have been in a relationship for 4 years. However, we did not introduce children until the second year. Wow, 2 years into the relationship without introducing kids. That's pretty okay.
Oh, like they both had kids from
Yes.
separate. Oh,
yes,
I see. Okay,
she's
yeah,
33 and he's 42, so
Okay.
I guess they had kids, and they did not introduce kids until the second year.
But I guess that kind of makes sense because
I guess
feel
so,
like
because you want to be serious.
yeah, and you want to make sure that
2 years.
I know,
Damn,
that is a long time. That is a fucking long time.
That's a fucking long ass time. Like,
damn.
Anyway. Recently, my stepdaughter, 10 female, accused me of not loving her as much as my biological children. Wow, she has 4 kids. 1 female, 1-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old. God damn, girl.
And she's 33? Like
Yeah.
she's a year younger than us.
God damn. Can you imagine having a 9-year-old?
5 kids. 4 kids.
4 kids. Well, 4 kids and a stepdaughter.
Oh my God.
And then she wrote, while I assured her that I love her deeply and she means the world to me, I also explained that my love for my biological children is different as I have been with them since their birth. This statement upset her and she expressed her feelings to me. I now feel extremely guilty and my husband thinks I'm wrong and I think I am too. So Reddit, what do you think?
Oh God, family dynamics is so fucking tough.
She did write a update,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna read the.
Wait to read the update. Let's.
Okay, so I think she's an asshole because I don't know if she's an asshole.
How old is the stepdaughter?
10 years old.
Yeah, so I think
You do not tell a
exactly,
10-year-old child this.
This is the thing. Even if
it was true, right?
Even if it's true, right?
Exactly.
Like I'm not gonna shame this woman for loving her biological kids that she's had her whole entire life, like her,
yeah, of course,
since they were born, versus a stepdaughter that
she met 2 years ago.
That she met 2 years ago. I'm never gonna be like, hey, you need to love this stepdaughter the most. And
yeah.
Blah 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 blah. But like she's 10 years old. Like be an adult, and sometimes there's some things that are better kept unsaid.
Yeah.
And even if you do feel that way, you don't have to express it to her, right? Like you could just say, no, I love all of you guys equally.
Exactly.
Like you don't have to, parents do this shit all the time. Like, how parents are always like, they're always like, oh, I don't have a favorite child. And it's like, well, you fucking do. Well,
I heard someone say you love all your kids the same, but you definitely like some better than others.
Yeah, this is it. But you never until they're adults, and even then, you still probably wouldn't express it. You're not going to be like, oh, you're the favorite child. Well, maybe you would.
Yeah. I mean, some people do. Some people joke around about it.
Exactly.
But she's 10 years old. That's traumatizing.
It is. You can't say that to a 10-year-old.
I can't believe she said that to a 10-year-old.
Like,
she has 4 children. Okay, some people never learn how to parent.
I know.
Jesus fucking Christ.
5 kids now.
Yeah, 5 children. Let me
God, imagine their grocery bill. Like, I just can't imagine how people
can you imagine having 4 kids?
No.
We can't even imagine having one.
Because I think to myself, guys, and I honestly give props to all of you guys that are parents out there, because like I think about my life and I reflect on my life and like what a chaotic mess that it usually is, like, and I'm thinking like, how the hell would I? But I guess
again, we would just like literally just. Our lives would be dedicated to
exactly.
children.
The reality of the matter is,
yes.
it would change.
We would make it happen for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
you would just
we've seen hot messes have kids and somehow make it work.
This is true. This is very true.
First comment: you're the asshole. While it is perfectly normal to feel more connection to your biological children, it is not normal to share those feelings with a 10-year-old.
Exactly.
Those are secret feelings never meant to be spoken out loud.
Yeah.
Do better. Exactly.
That's my point. Couldn't have said it better.
Oh my God, I can't believe she said that to a 10-year-old.
I know, especially because she's 10. Like, maybe if they're all adults.
To ask that question, like, what concerns me is like, I can understand, maybe you fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all fuck up. Maybe we say things that we shouldn't have said.
Oh, for sure.
But to ask that question as if you're like wondering if this is like the right thing to do, it's like, come on, you should have known as soon as it left your mouth. You should have known. Oh fuck, I'm
just kidding.
Yeah.
But it's even like, I'm sure even her own kids have been like, Mom, do you like my brother more than me? She's like, of course not, sweetie.
Yeah.
I love you all equally. Even if she's like, oh, you're driving me annoying. You're driving me crazy. And I do like this kid better. Whatever it is.
And then she wrote, so this is the update.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Because obviously everyone like agrees with us. I wrote my post around 11 in the morning and I realized I fucked up badly. Yeah. I asked my stepdaughter to come downstairs as we needed to talk. I started apologizing to her for what I said. I told her that the love between me and my biological children comes naturally, but the love I have for her developed as I got to know her beautiful personality. She told me she forgave me, and I know for a fact that I'm going to have to do a lot more than apologize to her to forgive me fully. I asked her if she would like to go shopping, just us, and she agreed. We got to know each other much better, and we had the most fun we've ever had together. She told me that she loved me so much, and it seems so far all is going well between us. We're planning to go swimming, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So like, at least, you know, she's realizing.
Exactly. And I think the thing is, especially because like, I remember when I taught, when I was teaching English in Spain.
Yeah.
And like, I taught some kids that were around 10 years old because they would be like grade 4/grade 5-ish, I think.
Yeah.
And like these children, especially at that age,
yeah,
they're very like, they're developing their personalities, which is quite interesting, but they're really, because like I also taught grade 6, and I feel like once they get to like 11 or 12,
that's when they become assholes.
Yeah, that's when they start to like be more like dicks. But at that age of around 10,
it's a nice age.
They are just wanting to, they're like little puppy dogs. They just want people to love them. They want to please you. They want to like be around you. Like they put you on a pedestal.
Good age. That's the good age, because they're old enough to kind of, you can have a conversation with them. You can talk to them.
They'll listen.
They're not like
sometimes.
little children bratty.
Yeah.
So they're getting a little bit mature, but they're also not that age where they're assholes.
Exactly. Where they start developing the attitude. Yeah. But like, it's true. And like, that's why I'm like, you can't, like, honestly.
I can't believe she said that.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Especially as, I'm glad that she apologized and she realized, but like, as a parent, like, she should have known that, like, no matter what, even if it was her own kid being like, Mom, do you like my brother more?
Yeah.
You just, but like, that's not, you don't go there with your kids.
Yeah,
You're just like, no, I love you all equally.
Yes. I love you all. That's all you got to say.
Exactly.
Why you got to say more?
You all have your different quirks and different personalities. Your little brother can be fucking annoying, but you know what? I love him and he's dear to my heart.
Oh God, can you imagine having this woman has 4 biological children and a stepchild.
And we have none.
We have none.
Some people are populating the earth while we are not.
Well, you know, some people are contributing better to the earth than we are.
And I mean, to be fair, the earth is overpopulated. So
yeah, they say that having children is a you know, what do you call it?
Economic drain or
not
resource?
an economic climate catastrophe.
Really?
Well, that's not a catastrophe, but yes, like especially in the first where we live, if we have kids, it is actually, you know, bad for the environment.
Yeah, well, and I would imagine all the baby showers, all the gifts, all of those extra things that you're buying.
Well, that, and also just like literally having another human being being a drain to the, because we're basically taking so much from the earth just by living. And
also, I would argue that, especially like in our society, like you said, our carbon footprint, for example, is huge compared to other.
It's much higher than other countries that are developing.
Exactly.
So therefore, we're doing a service to.
We're doing a service
to the earth by not having children.
Exactly.
And you're not going to have biological children.
No, I'm not going to do surrogacy.
You would adopt.
Yeah, I'm going to adopt. If I do ever have kids, but as the older I'm getting, the more grumpy old man is settling into my ways, guys, that I'm like, I'm not sure if I want kids anymore.
I know, right? Oh my God. So like I have to tell this story. Okay. And I don't know if I'm going to offend some parents out there.
Oh God.
But when I was on the plane back to Calgary, did I tell you this story?
Oh God, always plane stories. No.
Oh my God. You know that story about your story about the woman that put her foot up?
Yeah.
Guess what happened to me on the plane?
No one put their foot up on your seat.
So first of all, I'm flying. Okay, so I flew Air Canada.
Yeah.
And for the first time, I paid extra to sit in priority seating. I never pay for priority seating. But the reason why is because I looked at, you know, when you're like online checking in and then you're looking at the seat that's assigned to you. Mine was literally like in the middle aisle and in the middle of the middle aisle.
Oh, yeah, no.
And it was jam-packed. So the plane, you could see like all the X's. And so like basically there was no other, you know what I mean? Like if it was empty beside me, I might be okay.
Yeah.
But it was jam-packed, so clearly I'm going to be like stuck in the middle in like a 9-hour flight. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let me just have a look at what's available. And they had this one priority seating available, which basically means it's kind of like the emergency aisle, right? Where you have the extra seat or the extra room, like lots of extra
room. You can stretch your legs out. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's like 70 pounds because I was like in the UK.
Yeah.
It's like 70 pounds. You know, it's a bit, but you know.
It's worth it. Sometimes these comforts are worth it.
Exactly. I'm like, you know
what? In our old age.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? It might be worth it.
Yeah.
Paid for the 70. Paid. I was like, you know what? It's a treat to myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got on the plane, and lucky for me, I got on the plane. So I'm sitting. So it was a 4-seater middle aisle. Okay. Mm-hmm. But obviously there's lots of room in the front, so it doesn't really matter. And I thought the whole thing was going to be full. Mm-hmm. But so there was one seat beside me, and then there's 2 seats next to my other side.
Yeah.
And first of all, this mother with a baby comes in and a child, and she sits next to me, and I'm like, fuck. Like, not to be an asshole, but we all think the same thing.
Oh, of course.
When we see a baby,
the second
thinking,
I'm just like, oh my God.
So she's coming in, and her baby is like, literally a baby.
Yeah.
She's holding the baby, and the child is maybe like, I don't know, 4 years old, 5 years old. Okay. Yeah. Little did I know that the baby would not be the problem.
It was the child.
The child was the problem. So the child was sat next to me, right?
Yeah.
And then thankfully, when because I had another empty seat next to me, and thankfully nobody sat there.
Yeah.
So I actually moved to the next seat,
Yeah.
because, obviously we want to create more space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Distance yourself from the children.
Oh my God. This child. Oh my God, Daniel. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Okay. The baby was fine.
Yeah.
The baby was completely fine. Barely cried, whatever. This child just kept, I don't know how to describe him. He was just like, okay, for example, I was playing like Sudoku on my screen.
Yeah.
He like comes over, gets up, comes over, starts pressing on my screen. The mom is just sitting there. This is what's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It's obviously not the child. It's the parenting.
It's the parents. Yeah.
It's like, dude, I get that you have a baby, but also like you also have a child.
Yeah.
And also there's other people on this plane.
Exactly.
And she's just like nonchalant, like she's just barely paying attention. And clearly this child is like screaming for attention.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what's happening, because like the mom's like fully paying attention to the baby, which I understand, but also you have another child.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it is. Obviously it's probably more difficult to pay attention to 2 kids.
For sure.
But you're also traveling with 2 kids. Like, do something with your child.
Yeah.
Okay. And this kid is just like all over the place, keeps bumping into me, just fucking, and I'm sitting like, at this point I'm sitting like
right at the other end.
Seat,
yeah.
One seat, and then this kid, what else did he do? Oh my God. He was just like, he kept pressing on my screen, okay? Kept coming over, touching my shit. Like, I had my bag beside me. He kept going through my bag, touching my bag, touching my shit. So I was like eating a bag of nuts. Yeah. He starts like taking the nuts out. Yeah.
Did you say anything to his mom?
No, I was like, at this point, I was parenting the fucking kid. I was like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't do that. And he just like wasn't listening, just like fucking all over the place. I was like, oh my God, I've never been more annoyed at a child.
Especially because you paid extra for that priority
Exactly.
seat.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
See, at this point, I think that we need to start giving no fucks.
I probably should have said something to the mom.
It'd be like, excuse me, can you deal with your child?
Yeah, I just felt bad because she had a baby, but also I shouldn't have felt bad.
Don't feel bad.
And also, like, no apology from the mom.
Yeah.
I remember, so like, my friend was actually, she was the flight attendant on the flight. So
with Kate on the
flight?
Oh my
Kate
God, that's amazing.
So Kate, because I was like telling Kate, I was like, I'm speaking Korean to my friend. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, this kid, like I can't. So at some point she was like, kind of like, it was slow. And she sat beside me in the seat next to the kid. And the kid, of course, was like bumping into her, just fucking like all kinds of shit. Going crazy. Mom never apologizes. And Kate, so funny. She like turns on, she's like, can I help you? She's like, do you want to watch a movie or something? And then the mom goes, oh, he doesn't like to watch movies. It's like, well, fucking deal with your kid.
Do something with your child.
And then she's like, and then we're like, oh, do you need something? Like, what do you need? And then the mom's like, oh, he's just really hyperactive. Yeah, that's very clear.
Yeah.
Like, A, like, why are you not apologizing for your child's behavior?
Exactly.
And B, like, yeah, we can see that he's hyperactive. Like, And
I get it. Like, obviously being a parent's hard, but like also you're doing things like if you know that your child is hyperactive, like maybe I'm going to get some hate for saying this, but like maybe you wait till he's a little bit older to go on a trip, or like, because I had something similar where I was basically I was pissed off because I was sat on this window seat, and when I got to my seat, there was a guy already sitting in my seat,
right? And
I was like, hey, like that's my seat, and it was like 2 seats, 3 seats, 2 seats.
Okay.
And so there's only 2 seats, like a window and then the aisle.
Right.
And the guy goes, oh, do you mind if I sit here? Because my girlfriend's sitting here, because his girlfriend was like on the seat next to me. And I was like, at the time I was like being kind, or like I was like more considerate.
Oh,
so I was like,
you said yes.
I was like, oh, that's fine. Where are you sat? He's like, oh, I'm sat right in that seat there. So it was like in the aisle, and it was sat here. So I sat there.
It was the aisle. Okay.
Yeah. So I was in the aisle. There was a seat here. So that was in the middle, the 3 seats in the middle. I was on the aisle seat.
Okay.
The middle seat was this like 4-year-old little girl.
Oh God.
And then her mom next to her, right? Yeah. This 4-year-old little girl.
So, apparently that's the devil's age.
She was kicking me.
Oh.
She was like sleeping, but also kicking me. The mom, to be fair, the mom did kind of apologize.
Right.
But it was like very half-assed. And I was just more like maybe you and your daughter switch seats.
Exactly.
Like maybe you guys
I was like, why are you not switching seats with your son?
Exactly.
Like I should have probably asked. I should have been like, can you guys switch? Yeah.
This is a life lesson for both of us though. And I'm taking this as dickish as this might sound. Like I really sometimes, it's not all the time because I think there's a time and a place, but you know those people that are no fucks given?
Yeah.
That would be like, excuse me, ma'am, you need to take care of your son, switch seats or something because I'm not dealing with this all flight. You know, like people like that.
I know. We need to like kind of stand our ground a little bit.
Without being so harsh, but like being nice about it, but being like, you know, in that example where the guy's like, can I switch seats? I'll be like, no, I want to sit by the window. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, or with that, your example being like, excuse me, do you mind switching seats with your son? Because
he's a little crazy.
Because he keeps bumping me. I'm trying to enjoy my flight.
Yes.
You know, like there's nothing wrong with that.
I paid extra for this fucking seat.
Exactly. I paid extra for this seat and I really want to relax on my flight back to Canada.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's okay. Like you don't have to be a dick about it, but I think we need to get better at just like being firm about that. If someone's in our space or doing things that we don't like, just like say something.
Yeah, we need to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that fucking annoys me. The fact that he was already sitting in that seat. I think just that alone would have been like, no.
Yeah.
Like why are you already sitting there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're already like nobody let you sit there. Like you can ask maybe once I get there.
Yeah.
But don't fucking take my seat.
Yeah.
Before I'm even there.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways, so that happened.
Oh god.
And then the fucking dude behind me, okay, put his goddamn bare foot on my armrest. That I did say something.
Of course.
I saw his foot. I was like, what the I was like, excuse me. I was like, can you not? I was like, can you not do that?
Did it remind you of the story I told
yes!
you?
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that fucking happened.
I'm actually dying, Rose.
I'm like, where do these people get the audacity?
I don't like. I'm sorry. Okay, the kid is one thing, and that's an annoying thing as well. But who
a grown-ass adult man?
Who in their right mind thinks it's first of all appropriate to fucking take your socks off and put your trotters right on someone's fucking armrest?
Oh my God, I was so pissed.
I'm shook.
I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? God damn.
Rose, you're killing me. It's like you had my flight, but everything combined in one. You know, you had the child, because those things happened to me on 2 different flights. The foot and the child.
I swear to fucking Christ.
Oh, but
dude.
I just feel like in general, it's because like people are just, they never cease to amaze me.
Yeah.
It's wild. I can't believe that barefoot. So what did you do? You just turned around and what did you say?
I think I was just like, it was like a knee-jerk reaction. I was like, excuse me, can you not do that? Like, I draw the line, okay?
Meanwhile, the kid's fucking banging on your leg. Oh my God.
Barefoot. Fucking stealing my nuts. Yeah. He started eating my almonds and he'll like spit it out. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I would have said something to the mom.
And the mom's like in her own little world, like only paying attention to the daughter. I'm like, no wonder your kid's like fucking crying out for attention.
Rose, next time, I need you to take this advice as well, but like, don't feel bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna
don't feel bad.
Me, I paid extra for the seat. Your child is in my fucking space.
Exactly. These people, they're choosing to travel with kids, and I know for those of you that have kids, I know it's hard.
I feel like an asshole by
don't.
Like I know, but
just
like
don't. It's like with little things. It's like, you know, just I feel like we need to get, and I need to do this as well, but we need to get better at like things that are not uncomfortable, but things that we don't necessarily want to do.
Right.
Within reason.
Yeah.
Within reason, right? We can't be dicks and be like, oh, I'm never blah, blah, blah. But like within reason, it's like there's certain things where it's like, no, I'm not going to accept this.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm going to say something and like request that they switch their seats or something, you know, kind of like how you did with the guy's foot. Like right away, you're like, what are you doing? With the mom, you know, similar approach, you know, like not what are you doing, but like, hey, do you mind controlling your son or switching seats with him?
Oh God, I should have asked that.
Yeah. Ugh. Next time, hindsight is 2020. Now that you've had this experience and I've had this experience as well, I'm telling you guys right now, sorry, but if you see me on a flight and you're trying to switch seats with me,
fuck no.
Not going to happen.
And if you see me on a flight and you have a 4-year-old son, please keep him away.
And also, if you're deciding to take your shoes and socks off and putting your foot on the person in front of you's armrest, which like, I honestly, that
it's bad enough to have your foot on there, but barefoot? Are you fucking kidding me?
I just don't get.
I don't know
where these people think that's okay.
I don't understand.
I would die. Like, this is the thing. I was mentioning about how we need to get better at like creating boundaries and things like that. But like, I would never put my bare foot
no.
on someone's armrest. I wouldn't even do it in someone's house.
Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Like in my own house, sure, I'll put my feet up wherever I fucking want. But like, I would like, I don't know. It sounds like a fun
and
flight,
on that
Rose.
positive note.
On that positive note, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Rose is back in Calgary now, so
woo.
Next week we will be doing some stories.
Yes, hopefully there's some interesting stories.
Mm-hmm. Some good ones. Some
Uh-huh.
No, none about the C word, climate change,
Yeah.
and none about shootings or anything like that.
God.
It's fucking depressing.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so if you guys are watching this video on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, show us some love in the comment section down under. Whatever podcast platform you happen to be listening to the podcast on, don't forget to hit follow. You'll get updated as soon as there's a new episode out. And also, do not forget to check out our Patreon page, guys, for that exclusive content, patreon.com/the SaVeg Podcast.
Yeah. God damn. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.